Look, tell Herrera it takes this stuff a while to ferment. Herrera didn't send you, did she? Right. Well, for the record, we're making, kanjang. Yeah, she's a big fan. Family rest, everything that really matters. The real short version? Everything shit. Watch your ass. The only kind of short version, too. Anywhere we land, it's probably raining. D, leave your pay on the ship. You won't be able to spend it. Most important, settlements import nearly everything from the core in cans and vac dry pouches. And they pay through the nose for it. Bigger colonies might have greenhouses. If they give you a can of beige meat, that's not chicken. It's cricket. Cheaper protein. This shit is part of the terraforming process. Years of rain, at the end they have oceans. No place out this far has finished that stage yet, so don't deploy without your cover and poncho. And if you spend more than 5 minutes ashore, you're gonna get covered in mud. So learn to walk in it. Every settlement's sponsored by a corporation. They pay employees in company scrip and only accept scrip at company stores. The UA dollar isn't worth shit out here. If you have coins, you might be able to hawk them for the metal. Barter, mostly. Colonists get what the company sees fit to ship them. Easy way to get in good? Bring them shit they haven't seen since they left the core. If they let employees have guns, they might get uppity about working conditions. Most settlements have a company safety officer with a stun gun. The lucky ones get a colonial marshal. The people out here know the risks. They know about the Xeno infestations. Another company might send some very deniable mercs to burn their homes to the ground, just to fuck over the bottom line of some manager back on Earth. When bugs come knocking or the competition sends a Black Ops team, all they can do is run, hide, and call for the Marines. I'm not big on chatting up the customers. How about you tell me what you need, I tell you what it costs, and we both get back. Anyone asks, you didn't get it from me. Hey, if you happen to acquire one of those color-changing cats from anything not on the racks, I can pull out of cargo for. I'm not big on chatting up the customers. Everything that really matters. The real short version? 2. Anywhere we land.
I have not had the opportunity to review your last...
You pulled data off a company tablet. Excellent. Allow us to decrypt. It contained an InfoSec bulletin to employees. Unsecured electronic records may be cracked by the Colonial Marines and commissars formed after the Frontier War. With the passage of the Colonial Protection Act, we provided oversight to eliminate corporate influence on the Colonial Marines. Over time, our mandate expanded to most intelligence tasks. Frontline Marines often mistrust commissars' motivation, which is regrettable. We all serve in our own ways. Oh. Have you read Dr. Grant's book on Xenobiology?
Now that we've run into Weyland-Yutani, not just a lone survivor, after the Frontier War in '84, everyone wised up on how the megacorps ran things out here. Weyland-Yutani was the big instigator. Illegal experiments, colony sabotage for insurance payouts. The company looks out for itself. Its money, its secrets, its execs. If we're keeping those safe, Weyland loves the Corps. Come on, you kidding? That was only... fuck. Yeah, a boot like you would have been a baby. Goddamn, you're making me feel old. Weyland-Yutani tried to provoke a shooting war between the United Americas and the Proggies, the Union of Progressive Peoples. Attacked each side, tried to frame the other. The company had collaborators in our own brass. Last century, sure, before the Frontier War. When I joined up, we was practically mercenaries hired out by the UA Assembly. Some factory goes on strike, execs ask politicians to send in the Corps, bust up some heads. Lab experiment gets loose, send in the Corps to sweep up. Too big to jail. Can't sanction them without pissing off all of Europe and Outer Soul. In the three-world empire, Weyland-Yutani's like a third of the economy. Every couple years, some of the execs and middle managers fuck up too big for the company to gloss over, or Parliament to ignore. They get tossed out on their ass. The Colonial Protection Act says Marines got authority out here. We can do whatever's necessary to protect civilians. From Xenos, or from corporations. General Vaughn, huh? She got added to the knowledge after the Frontier War. Hey, your company wanted to make a bunch of money on defense contracts. Vaughn wanted herself a real war. Gloves off, no rules of engagement, real killer shit.
Yeah, I wish I could give you some extra training. I really do, but I don't want to. Make sure you got your gear prepped. I ain't your mama. Closing in on Rodriguez's group. They're at the bottom of an ancient ruin she won't talk about. It's a trade secret. There's haywire Weyland-Yutani security synths ahead. Cut through them, link up with Rodriguez, and get her people home safe.
Weather's shit down there. Those high mountain passes, wind ones. Be ready for chop.
Marines, you've sealed yourself in a dangerous location.
The Xenos behind us weren't exactly safe.
What's down here with us is worse.
Sierras, clear the room! Rodriguez is just dying to meet us. Prowler. Guns. Shoot him from range.
Destructing of company property. You'll be liable for this.
Cautious advance. Heavy synth radio traffic ahead. Off a big-ass EM signature. They got a lockdown on the far door. Controls are dead.
You will be liable for this.
Intact synth power cell. Grab it. We'll overload the door console.
Patching up. Aid kits here.
Hey, grab the synth power cell and plug it into the door console. Get the synth power cell. You'll need it to override the door controls. Hey, grab the synth power cell and plug it into the door console.
Grabbing ammo.
Console set. Ready for overload. They ain't happy. Assault coming from the far end.
Let's rock.
This is unusual acquisition. Shut down.
Coming up behind!
Trespassers face prosecution. Shut down. You'll be liable for this.
Got a mil-spec heavy in this batch. More synths! Back up for the heavy!
Patching up. Let's rock.
Bypassing down.
You'll be liable for this. Shut down.
One's from behind! Dinos! Drawn by the shooting!
passing down.
Grabbing ammo.
That was too damn many. Continue the advance. Synth defense line. Orient right.
Patching up.
Rodriguez, we're getting close.
I know. Though the danger increases, you still advance.
Get your people prepped for evac.
We're ready for you. And please, call me Cynthia.
Hold up. They set mines. Shoot from range or go around. Movement in the walls. Xenos! manufacturing damage. Area secure. Like the synths aren't bad enough.
Sergeant Herrera, please listen. You need to withdraw your team. The only survivors of Paula Station are synthetics.
Yes. We're not gonna leave you in their hands, Rodriguez.
You're not understanding me. I repeat,
Backing up.
the only ones here are synthetics.
Aid kits here. Grabbing ammo.
That's a lot of working Joes. I need you to speak plain, Rodriguez.
I told you. Call me Cynthia. SNTHYA. Weyland-Yutani Model 9500.
Hear that?
I am the central computer of Paula Station.
You gotta be fucking kidding me. Rodriguez, or Cynthia, whoever.
She is an artificial intelligence. Rodriguez, Cynthia, is on those servers.
No one on Paula knew that? Honecker didn't know that? Esther, we need a way to shut Cynthia down.
She has executables across multiple databases. We must disable her network hubs.
Fireteam, watch for synth power cores. Same as the console before. Log them in to overload the system.
Patching up. Sentry deployed. Patching up. 8 kits here. Got it.
Bypassing deck.
That's a salvageable power core.
Do you comprehend the significance of these ruins? What you risk unleashing here? There are forces in the universe humans are not prepared to grapple with.
We must approach.
Grabbing ammo.
Primary hub powering down. Cynthia's optical network is collapsing.
I asked you to leave. I did everything to discourage your advance. You wouldn't stop.
We must approach. Come closer. I'll be lost as expected.
Fuck's that about?
The primary hub has failed. The auxiliary is now handling 76% of Cynthia's internal traffic.
Looking for power cores, Fireteam. Let's overload that off-top.
Rearming. Patching up. 8 kits here.
Created to protect humans. That is my purpose here. They can't interfere.
That synth dropped a power core!
Found here. You don't. For your own safety, do not delve further into these ruins. There's nothing.
She is gone. It is over.
You got her, Fireteam. Co and I are inbound. We'll have you home before the sweat dries.
Forwarded details of my behavioral inhibitors to your email. It is important you know this could not happen to me. My mind is very different.
Well, never figured we'd be fighting robots. 1 or 2? Yeah, that happens. The more complex the synth, the higher the risk. They say it's because the smart ones have more code, more chance of an error someplace. You wanna know what I think? I think it's because the smart ones figure out how we treat them. Rodriguez, Cynthia, kept running the company's experiments after the outbreak at Pala Station. Marched her army down into those ruins and used Honecker's pathogen on shit. Zip point shit. He didn't know nothing about no ruins. Went nuts when we asked. Wanted to see all the footage. After he got off the company shuttle, he never stepped outside Pala Station. Only execs were allowed to leave. Guess we know why? They ain't want nobody finding. Commissars finally let Honecker out of interrogation. I'll see if we can get him on the radio for the missions ahead. Maybe he can make sense of what we've... Hell if I know. They're thousands of years old. And those big-ass heads, man, those are human, or near enough that I can't tell. When I grew up, the priest said we was the only thing with brains and feelings and morals. In over 500 surveyed worlds, there's no record of another civilization. Not a jar or a cave paint, nothing. Weyland-Yutani found something here that ain't nobody seen before. Before you took out Cynthia, she issued contingency orders to her sense. Now, Endeavor's seeing all kinds of weird shit deeper in the ruins. Gravity turning itself off, gamma ray bursts. Whatever she did, it probably ain't good for us. I want your fire team back dirt side. Find what's causing the anomaly. If it's a problem, handle it. When I went to OCS, no one warned me about no paperwork.
I feel kind of like a 13th wheel here.
I hoped to speak with you. Cynthia, Chief Rodriguez, was a mother computer mainframe designed to administrate Pala Station. She used wireless near-fields to remotely control security. Every synthetic we've seen, on the surface and aboard Katanga, was controlled by Cynthia. One hand with which she could manipulate the world from the safety of her protected servers. As your battalion synthetic, it is impossible for me to allow you harm by omission of action or by withholding information. Relations between humans and synthetics have been fraught. Ultimately, my words cannot assuage your fears. Fear does not respond to reason. If there is any behavior I can perform to make you more at ease, please inform me. I am quite adaptable. It is the same as humans altering their behavior around those of higher social caste. Would you not mind your language and posture in Colonel Ship's presence? My programming allows me to project many potential personality traits. They are all, in a sense, myself. I contain legions by design. I am confident that in time I will discern which aspects of my intellect you prefer to. Unfortunately, no. The Weyland-Yutani synthetics still function. They no longer pursue a greater goal, but I expect they will continue following their last instructions from Cynthia. I wish I could tell you that is unclear at this time. Cynthia repeatedly tried to dissuade us from delving further into the ruins. Whatever her goal, I do not know. Have you spoken to Lieutenant Santos about your forthcoming missions? An anomaly appeared beneath the ruins. It may be something Since humans began exploring space, 2 types of artificial intelligence have aided you. A mother system regulates all systems on a ship or facility, from balancing air pressure to fault-checking drive systems. That is what Cynthia was. Synthetics like myself are housed in hardware designed to mimic human form, and programmed to simulate human emotion and behavior. While humans remain in hypersleep during voyages, mother systems and their synthetic counterparts maintain the ship. I have legs to move and hands to grasp. Endeavor's Mother 8500 system is confined within an immobile mainframe on decks 5 through 7. Should something physically break, I must perform the repair. Also, she relies on me to translate her thoughts for you and the rest of Endeavor's crew. Dr. Honecker is quite insistent he saw Chief Rodriguez on duty at Pala Station, and I hypothesize Cynthia did have a humanoid synthetic counterpart. Unlike myself, this was not an independent partner, but a puppet she controlled over wireless near-fields. When Cynthia evacuated Pala Station and moved into the ruins at Site 2, she likely abandoned this. If you wish to review this again, I am at your disposal. Remember to take your combat stims before deployment. It is in your interest to maximize the odds of return.
Esther says my backroom stock is unhealthy. Too much salt, fat, and sugar. You'd be surprised how many spray artists we've got in the battalion. Heard the new track by Left Upwell? Okay. Regulations require me to state that the battalion fabricators may not be used to replicate any device and/or system that has not been licensed for use by Colonial Marine Corps Logistics Command. And I definitely don't have an unmonitored fabricator built out of spare parts stashed in a hold somewhere, because that would be wrong.